Hey, fourth graders, Miss Wheeland here. Today we're going to do chapter 11, lesson 9, and your target is I can solve problems involving measurement and conversion. Conversions when you're changing from one measurement to another. And your success criteria, I know I've got it when I get a 4 or 5 on the quick check. Just a note, when you guys are doing the quick check, I want you to freeze on this next paper. So I have all of these guys written out for you. Please be looking at these when you're doing your quick check, okay? I don't want you to just try and memorize all of these things while you do the problems. That's not what the point of this is. I still have to look some of these up sometimes, okay? So, but we have length, weight, capacity, and time. So problems in this lesson could be one of those 4, all right? So we need to be paying attention to which one it is. So here's our first problem. The blue trail at the park is 3/4 of a mile long. The red trail is 1/4 mile long. Stella wants to hike both trails. How many feet will she hike in all? All right, so I'm thinking I could probably solve this with a number line. So if I'm at 0 here, and I'm going to be going up by fourths. So 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So her first trip on the blue trail is here, 3/4 of a mile, okay? And then I need to go up another whole 1, which is 4/4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and another 4th. So here is where her next one is. So we have 4/4 or 1, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, 8/4, which we know is 2. So she went 2 miles. Am I done? I am not, because the question isn't asking how many miles did she go. It's asking how many feet will she hike in all. So let's go back to our chart. Length, mile and feet. 1 mile is 5,280 feet, and we have 2 miles. So we're going to take that 5,280 and multiply it by 2 miles. Please pause and solve that by yourself. Okay, 0 times 2 is 0. 8 times 2 is 16. 6 goes up here. I regroup the 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Add that 1 back in for 5. 5 times 2 is 10, and I don't have to do any more regrouping because I'm done. And then I'm going to add my units. Is it 10,560 apples? 10,560 kittens? As great as that would be, it's feet. Okay, let's look at the next problem. Dominic weighed an apple and a watermelon. The apple weighed 5 ounces. The watermelon weighed 20 pounds. How many more ounces did the watermelon weigh than the apple? Okay, so what is the question? The question is usually in the very last part. How many more ounces did the watermelon weigh than the apple? Okay, and what unit is it asking about here? It's asking about ounces. We need to find our answer in ounces. The apple, we're already set up, 5 ounces, but the watermelon weighed 20 pounds. So the first thing I'm going to do is change up that 20 pounds so it fits the rest of the problem. So 20 pounds, and then we'll go back to our chart. Okay. 1 pound is 16 ounces. If I have 20 pounds, I need to multiply that by 16 to find out how many ounces. Feel free to use turtle head. That's what I'm going to do. All right, pause and solve. 0 times 6 is 0. 2 times 6 is 12. All right. Draw a color. Drop an egg. We didn't have any regrouping to do, okay? 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2. And then we can add them up. 0, 2, 3. 320 ounces is the watermelon. Okay, so now that we have both of our fruits in ounces, the apple was 5 ounces and the watermelon is 320 ounces. What was the original question? How many more ounces did the watermelon weigh than the apple? Sounds to me like they're trying to get us to find the difference, and so I think we're going to have to subtract. Do you agree? Yeah? So 320 ounces for the watermelon minus 5 ounces for the apple is 315 ounces. And it's not 350 apples, and it's not 315 watermelon. 315 apples. It's 315 ounces. That is the weight difference. Okay, next one. Got 2 more problems. Stan has 4 pints of milk. Gianna has twice as much milk as Stan. How many fluid ounces of milk does Gianna have? What is the question? What are they asking? And what unit are we starting in? And what unit are we going to need to change it to? Okay, go ahead and pause this and try and solve it on your own. Okay, so now that we're back, Stan has 4 pints of milk. So I'm going to say Stan equals 4 PT pints. Gianna has twice as much, so twice as much as 4 is 8 pints. Gianna. Okay, and how many fluid ounces of milk does Gianna have? So I'm not going to add these up because it's not asking how many fluid ounces do they have altogether. And it's not asking how many more fluid ounces does she have than Stan. It's just asking how much does she have. So if I have 8 pints, let's go back to our chart. Okay, from a pint, I can go to cups, and then I'll have to go from cups to fluid ounces. This one's a 2-stepper, so be careful. Okay, so 8 pints, for every 1 pint, there are 2 cups. So if we have 2 pints, we have 4 cups. If we have 3 pints, we have 6 cups. So if we have 8 pints, we have 16 cups. All right? And then that each one of those cups has 8 fluid ounces. So 16 cups times 8 ounces. 6 times 8 is 48. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4 is 12. 128. And what is it? It's 128 ounces. Or I guess I should be more correct and write fluid ounces. Fluid ounces. 128 fluid ounces is how much milk Gianna has. Okay, our last problem. I changed up the words in this one to make it more fun. Miss Webb was in her backyard for 16 hours last weekend. Ooh, this was 4 times as many hours as she spent in her backyard this weekend. How many minutes was Miss Webb in her backyard this weekend? Okay, so what is it asking? It's asking minutes this weekend, right? Minutes this weekend. Not how many more minutes, but just how many minutes this weekend. Please go ahead and pause and solve. All right, so if she was in her backyard for 16 hours last weekend, and that was 4 times as many. It's not saying she spent 4 times as many this week. This is 4 times as much as what she spent. So I know that 4 times less than this is 4 hours this weekend. Okay, so she spent 4 hours this weekend, but it's not asking hours, it's asking minutes. In our handy dandy chart over here in time, 1 hour is 60 minutes. Okay, but I have 4 hours. So for each of those 4 hours, I'm going to need 60 minutes. So 60 times 4. 4 times 0 is 0. 6 times 4 is 24. 240. And it's 240. What's my unit? Minutes. Miss Webb spent 240 minutes in her backyard this weekend. All right, so you guys are going to go on to the quick check, but let me put this back so you can, in a second, pause this video on this screen so that you can use it when you're doing your quick check. Please remember that you need to be trying to get a 4 or a 5. Please take your time. Please solve those problems on another piece of paper. And if you're not getting a 4 or a 5, then you need to log on to Google Meet during our office hours and ask questions, or you need to email or contact one of your teachers so we can help you out a little bit more. Maybe that is just giving you another video to watch. Maybe we can figure something else out, but we want you to be your very best self and to be as successful as possible, but we're here for you. Okay, pause and do your quick check.